Arsenal are mentally strong. And what I mean by that is we are seeing the differences in the first two games of the season that we didn't see last year. And at times, Arsenal were on the ropes today. I'm going to be brutally honest. Villa, on the balance of play, probably deserved the goal today. But Arsenal, they dug in. They scored 2 goals. They got a clean sheet. And it's back-to-back wins for that lot down the road. And look, rivalry aside, bias aside, they looked brilliant in the last 30 minutes of that game. We're going to break it down. If you're new to the channel, please do go down, hit that subscribe button. The road to 25,000 subscribers is well and truly on, and around 90% of everyone who's watched the channel in August is not subscribed. And I'm going to be a little bit ambitious today. Can we hit 1,000 likes? If you're new to the channel, get down, hit that subscribe button, drop a like. Let me know your thoughts, because going into the game, a lot of Arsenal fans and rival fans had different opinions. And of course, today, Manchester City absolutely steamrolled Ipswich, an Erling Haaland hat-trick, which kind of left a thought in Arsenal's brains. And this is one of the games where I've said it a number of times. The first 3 games, away games of Arsenal season, could define it. The likes of Aston Villa away, the likes of Tottenham away, and of course, that big game at the Etihad, Manchester City away. But when we talk about a team's mentality, Roy Keane always bangs on about it. Have Arsenal got the mentality? Well, today you saw it. Arsenal at times in that game were under the cosh. Aston Villa, the higher press, counter-attacking style of play that Unai Emery's got. You know, Rodgers, I thought today was very good. A powerful runner who's got good technical ability. But Arsenal, in the last 30 minutes of that game, when you talk about impact off the bench, I want to talk about Gabriel Martinelli, but I'll get to that a little bit later. So make sure you watch the video the whole way through, because I'm going to try and be as constructive as I can. At points in that first half, I thought Aston Villa looked really good. Martinez, Saka had a chance early on, kind of whips it to the back post. Martinez gets a good, strong hand on it, and he was really happy with himself. But I thought that's kind of trademark Bukayo Saka, vintage Saka, dropping the shoulder, getting the shot away. I thought it was a good save all in all. And Aston Villa were taking the game to Arsenal. They were penned in. Arsenal had a lot of the ball, a lot of possession, a typical Mikel Arteta's performance. But the way Aston Villa were on the break in numbers, the likes of Watkins, McGinn, you know, the likes of Ramsey when he come on, Duran, the game plan didn't really change from Aston Villa. It was to sit deep and counter-attack. And the first half, I thought both teams were really trying to have a good go. I thought, you know, Aston Villa probably should have had a goal. It was about 4 or 5 yards out. Ollie Watkins missed an absolute sitter. And the first half, I thought it was a really cagey game. Both teams trying to, you know, identify each other and really try to. It was like a game of chess at points. The second half is where Mikel Arteta changed this game. And when you talk about impact subs, I have been saying this for the longest time. Leandro Trossard is one of the best finishers at Arsenal. And for me personally, look, I'm not an Arsenal fan. I don't really care too much about their 11. But Leandro Trossard, for me, has to start on the left now. The impact off the bench, he won that game for Arsenal. And it's Mikel Arteta's tactical prowess to look at that game. Thomas Partey at times was getting run ragged by the likes of Ramsey to a degree in the second half, did relatively well. But it was the Aston Villa player, Rodgers. Looks a very powerful runner. And in the first half, the likes of, I want to say, Partey and Rice were struggling. What Arteta then does is moves Timber into the middle to kind of deal with that. And then from the 60th minute onwards, they dealt with Rodgers. Leandro Trossard gets subbed onto the game in the 65th minute. And it was the perfect time to make the substitution because Martinelli wasn't really his best today by any stretch of the imagination. But let me tell you about Leandro Trossard. This guy is a clever footballer. Breathtaking at times. That second half, for me, the last 30 minutes was all Arsenal. Trossard comes off the bench, just moments arriving from the bench, slots home from near the penalty spot. After, I think Saka did a low cutback. I think it got deflected off of Rodgers, falls into Trossard's path, and then slots it in the back of the net from a cool finish into the bottom right corner. And it was a lead. At that point, it was like, okay, Arsenal are serious now because they've been under the cosh. And the best teams in the Premier League don't play at their best every single game, but dig deep, get results. And Roy Keane has always spoken about mentality on Sky Sports. Do teams like Liverpool and Arsenal have the mentality? Today, I think you saw that. You saw the Arsenal at the cosh defend the lead, get 3 points, back-to-back clean sheets, back-to-back 2-0 wins, and back-to-back W's. And you go into the last 15 minutes of that game, Arsenal are in absolute cruise control. And then Leandro Trossard on the overlapping run puts a dangerous ball across the 6-yard box, across, no one gets the end of it. Saka pulls it back, and there is Thomas Partey to seal it for Arsenal. And if I'm being critical, I think Martinez probably should do better there. But it squirms past Martinez, hits the back of the net. You know, it was a long ball up from Gabriel. Trossard gets on his bike, puts the ball across. Saka pulls it back, and Partey finishes. And I thought Arsenal, the last 30 minutes, I thought Mikel Arteta managed that game absolutely brilliantly. I thought he managed it perfectly. I thought Timber inverted when he needed to. I thought he subbed on Calafiori to see the game out for the last 10 minutes for Timber. Great substitution. I thought he dealt with Ollie Watkins really well, getting Saliba and Gabriel touchline close, touch tight. But when you talk about William Saliba, the best centre-back in the Premier League, no cap. The guy is a machine. The recovery pace, I think it was Jacob Ramsey was throwing goal. It might have been Duran. No, it was Ramsey. The recovery pace, the tackle, the last-ditch tackle, goes out for a corner. Then 5 minutes later, he's making players run into themselves. If you put the word Rolls Royce in the dictionary or in the Urban Dictionary, underneath it will be Saliba. He was absolutely phenomenal in that second half. And I thought Arsenal showed to Aston Villa points in that game. Game management, clean sheet, 3 points, back-to-back wins. You can't really ask for more if you are an Arsenal fan. Looking at it from a rival fan, I thought Arsenal were mentally strong in that second half. They got the 3 points. And this is one of the games last season where Arsenal lost. They lost 1-0 at Villa Park. They lost at home to the likes of Aston Villa. But now Arteta has got it over Emery. He's figured him out. That second half, when Timber started inverting, Villa started struggling. And when you look at the match stats, you know, Arsenal, more possession, more shots on target. Less shots, more shots on target, 180 odd more passes. A well-deserved win from Arsenal. Well-deserved. Higher pass accuracy. Only one corner in the game. I thought they dealt with Onana in the box really, really well. And now, you know, fair play to Arteta, because in these sort of games last year, he would have played the likes of Zinchenko, and he didn't. And he put in Timber, who I thought had a very good game. You can't really, I don't really think there's any downside. David Raya, man. David Raya's save in that second half early on is absolutely ridiculous. Watkins has to score, but that is a world fucking class save. That is phenomenal. And he might be one of the best goalkeepers around right now. He won the Golden Glove last season, and he looks nailed on to win the Golden Glove this season. An absolutely brilliant performance in the last 30 minutes from Arsenal. You know, back-to-back 2-0 wins, back-to-back clean sheets. Now they go again. I think they've got Brighton up next. I think Arsenal will beat Brighton. And then they go into the international break. And after the international break is where the title decider comes around, because you got North London Derby away, and then you've got the Etihad away. But so far, You know, only Brighton and City have got 100% records. And you look at those set of fixtures, they beat Leicester and Southampton comfortably. They beat Bournemouth comfortably. They probably beat Brighton comfortably as well. But Brighton will be a tough game, you know. And then Liverpool will be an interesting game as well. But so far, I am very, very, very impressed with Arsenal. And I think a lot of teams need to look out because right now they are, as Terry Flewers would say, they are scary. They're getting the balance between defense and attack right. They're fantastic in the transitions. They look really, 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 really good. It's not easy, these sort of games, but it's absolutely huge. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know your score prediction you put in. I did put in a 2-1 win. I got the 2 goals for Arsenal right, but unfortunately I did not get my score prediction bang on. Look, we are going to wrap up. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you have subscribed to this channel. I will see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching. I am out.